Hey guys, you're now tuned into the Curator's Club.
Welcome back. I am your host, Whitney J.
I'm Kenya Teray at Miss Teray on the gram.
And we have our very special behind the scenes voice. I know you guys been wondering, what does he look like? Who is that? What is he doing? Rico from behind the camera.
Rico 10 stack, bow, bow, bow. I've been waiting my whole life to be here. I've been watching these ladies since I was about this high. You know what I'm saying? They taught me the culture, the game, everything.
I'm going to take that as a backhanded compliment because somewhere around there you're alluding to the fact that I have you for many years.
I didn't know that. I thought when I was 16, you was like 20.
It's all boss talk. It's all cloth talk. And we're happy to have you.
I'm just happy to be here. Thank you, ladies, for, you know what I'm saying, this opportunity.
Always. It's the family.
This opportunity.
It's the family. And we are tuned in on IG Live underneath my page, The Whitney. I probably will be doing some more lives that'll be underneath the Curators Club. Anybody who follows us right now, you'll be able to see that information under there. But first off, I want to get into new drops of the week.
Word. All right, so let's...
What you been tuned in for the new drops of the week?
I've been bumping that Rod Wave, that Soulfly. You know what I'm saying? And don't you ever get it twisted. You don't even straight about the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Something.
You feeling that?
It's like R&B Pain Street. Like, I see why he got the streets down south.
No, yeah, I mean, he does have that vibe. But I haven't tapped in yet because I've been on that YSL. You know, I love Thugga.
Yeah,
that
he's going
YSL
crazy.
Is fire right now.
So, yeah, this might be one of the biggest Thugga fans that I know. I mean, I'm a big Thugga fan, too.
I mean, to me, I think it says a lot if I could like love a man that wears couture. I fuck with Young Thug,
especially you.
Yeah.
Since I know Whitney had to be like the most gangster nigga enthusiast.
Good night. Not the enthusiast. Okay, so pause.
You know they say Aquarius women have big dick energy, so I just want y'all to know that.
Okay.
I'm Aquarius.
So that we're clear, Whitney did put me onto Thug, and I was turned away. I was turned off by the dress. And once I got past the dress and some lyrics that didn't make sense.
Those lyrics be making sense. They hit for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
not even gonna go into his chest.
Speak your piece.
Thug is a controversial artist, and we both know that. So as far as I'm concerned, he presses a lot of envelopes. He presses a lot of buttons. He turns it up. I mean, he makes people question their own sexuality, right? So versus us looking at him for a dress, maybe we should look within and see how we really feel. But
I feel like Thugga, honestly, it's so crazy that I am speaking about this because I love Thugga. But now that I think about it, I think he is the reason behind these merces, and y'all know I hate these merces.
What is it? Oh my God! Yeah. Shut up. The merces are.
Yeah, I feel like it was Thug. Before
so what do men put in there? So what do men put in? Yeah.
So what?
Okay. All right.
So what do men put in their merces? Their phone.
Because we are against the man purses. I don't care if it's Chanel, Chanelly, Shanae, Celine. I don't care what it is. I like my niggas with a duffel bag or a book bag.
A book bag sounds about doable.
I don't ever want to see you with a crossbody nothing unless it's your baby bag. Like, if you have a baby and it's 10 months or less, that's the time for you to have a bag.
So what do men put in their merces, Rico?
I need to know. It better be some real important paperwork.
Straps.
Yeah, but it can't be that. You know they have holsters for that? Why nobody?
Good night.
Like a Gucci designer holster.
Yo, I know some niggas that wear merces. They be having the weed in there, the scale in there, the straps.
Not the scale.
That's a fact.
The bags. They be having it'd be some. You don't want to go up in there. You don't want them to unzip it.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here with you. What about them niggas that be walking around with the merces and he got a different kind of strap in there? I'm just saying, because I mean, I know y'all been tuned in. I know y'all seen a lot of people's Instagrams. You seen Jimmy Spack's Instagram. What about the double lives that may be going on in those pocketbooks? Because that's what it is. It's a pocketbook.
A double live.
It's a pocketbook. It's a pocketbook.
Teach his own, man.
Right. No. Okay. So in other news, the DJ Khaled album. Khaled dropped.
Oh yeah,
recently
we
this
could
past
have
week.
started off with that.
And it was, some people said it was another one. And some people said it wasn't.
soon.
So I don't feel like it was, for sure. Like,
Oh, no?
first of all, usually when because I like to, let's be clear, I'm not a big Khaled fan, but I am a big fan of his presentations, his productions.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
It doesn't give me any of the past Khaled projects.
So you didn't feel strongly about the fact that Nas and Jay-Z did another record together?
I didn't get to
that didn't do anything
album
for you
yet, but that's probably because I'm still trying to decipher Young Slime language.
Okay, so
Right,
you're
that
still
makes
there.
sense. It makes sense why she.
Yeah, you're still
why you
you're
ain't
still,
sold,
yeah.
because you ain't really
Yeah,
take the ride.
yeah.
I'm on why it's so hard. But
I
I
feel
did
like you
listen
tripping.
to like three of those tracks. Shout out to Cardi B because I love Paper.
I think she did a great job.
But you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. When I looked through the album, it kind of bored me looking through it. So I picked what I wanted to listen to.
Well, I noticed that he, has artists that he enjoys working with. So some of the recurrent themes and recurrent names, like Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
People that you make music with the best.
Yeah, no, and I think he did a good job with the Justin Timberlake track. It was more of a motivational, inspirational track.
Shout out to JT.
Sort of like
I haven't
gospel.
heard him in a long time.
Yeah, he was my crush in 6th grade.
I feel like he
on
transcended generations.
He did. He's had a run, an epic
I
run.
feel like with this album, it was like it started off with James Fauntleroy. I don't want to butcher his name.
Yes.
It started off with a great piece with him and Wayne.
Fire.
It put you in a perspective of like, DJ Khaled. I feel like he had a point in his career where he don't gotta make no music. He don't gotta prove himself.
No,
He done dropped the major key. You
Yes,
know what I'm
he
saying?
has.
And at this point, I know that looking at him, this is really a passion for him, and it's a love. I know he was mad about his last album because it didn't go #1, so maybe it could be that because Roddy Ricch beat him.
I think that
wow.
just commenting on what you said, Khaled is definitely established. Khaled is definitely
Khaled is a
producer that
cornerstone to the industry.
I feel like I don't have to
Yeah.
second guess what I'm getting. But do I think that this album was one of those heavy hitters? No.
But did
Now,
you
what I
really
will
take
go-
it to the lab?
No.
What I will say is when I go back to his last, you know why I think that album got stifled just a little bit? Wow. He put out a record that probably would have been way bigger for Meek Mills. It's all about time and some time. That Cry Again is gonna be in a Rolls Royce. You know what track I'm talking about? That
it
was a
was
hard track.
Meek, Baby, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
You Stay.
Such
That
a
was
good
a
song.
hard song. Really good song.
You don't think it was good timing in the summertime?
Because they put back together the what? Drake and Breezy got back. You couldn't even focus when they
Damn.
did. That's really what I really feel like that one record. That
Drake and
one
Breezy,
record,
yeah,
Talking
facts.
about no guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No guidance
that
really
no
took the
guy,
whole
no
direct-
guidance just
and no-
ran right over them.
Yeah,
Like
no guidance.
Mack
never
truck
was
smashed
released.
them, real.
He would have had a bigger album because that was a powerful record on that album.
So let's just.
But that
you don't
no
think-
guidance over You Stay was it was quiet.
So I just wanted to.
Especially because of the anticipation. It was the anticipation.
I wanted to talk about when you say you looked at the lineup and it didn't make. There was nothing that really stood up. You spent 30 minutes debating with Webb last week about Lil Wayne being someone who's had a 20-year run, and
I will stand by that comment.
And
I'm into it right now.
I
DJ
wasn't here last week. He
Khaled.
was tripping. Like, K, I'm sorry. He was tripping.
Thank you.
But Khaled album opens its introduction to the album was with Wayne, so I think
And
that
I feel
supports
hold on.
what you were saying.
Did you listen to it though?
He ate it. He bought it.
Did you listen?
I mean,
real
I was
light,
I was
real
actually really into it.
Did you listen to my boy? Yeah, I don't even know what he meant by saying that Lil Wayne didn't have a 20-year run because he's clearly been in the game. For
I mean,
that
I
long.
agree with him that his run has been
I feel like his
short of
last-
20 years, but it's okay. It's all right. We're
what,
not
a
gonna.
year?
Well, yeah, maybe,
We're gonna let him talk.
maybe.
Let's say I would say that. Yeah, I would say this about his career. Maybe the last 6 years of Lil Wayne haven't been what we want or what we're used to.
It ain't
Exactly.
It ain't Front Street Wayne.
Because he was stifled though by a label.
You
And
think
that
it's
was him. Yeah, that was him holding back music, making all those other No Ceilings and all those other records because he wasn't able to put out or get paid or whatever was going on specifically with him
Right.
and Baby.
Right.
But
Right.
before him and Baby really had whatever they had, Wayne was consistent on the charts. I want y'all to know that.
Yeah, the whole thing that with Drake been doing the 92 weeks on the charts thing, Wayne was doing that.
So Wayne is undeniable in what he's done for hip hop, what he's pushed, in my opinion, the culture forward. Yeah. I believe that what we were trying to arrive at is we haven't had bodies of work from Wayne. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021.
That's why I said the last 7 years, though.
When did he drop the Carter 5?
The last 7 years have been stifled, and that goes to show.
But you think he's still relevant, and I think that's sweet. I'm glad that you have an affection toward him.
I'm actually glad that you guys are speaking on this, because that goes to show you that even one of the most powerful or influential rappers of his time can be stifled by a label. Period.
It was never about the thing that like we as viewers gotta understand is that it was never about them. Like I learned this maybe over the last 2 years. When you look at an artist, like you look at a Lil Wayne or what's another good example? Like if you go to the other side of the culture, you go to Britney Spears. Mm-hmm. She the face of this industry, but she not pulling the strings behind it. Mm-hmm. Her father still got her money to this day. Mm-hmm. So it's like that. Weezy's greatness is undeniable. His potential and his reach is because of the label, though. He was never gonna be this big if it wasn't for them, and that's why they take.
I think that I think of it in a different way. I think that people's personalities allow them to be big, and that's when a label believes that they should spend more money with that artist. Because I think that watching Lil Wayne, but even thinking about the transition of who he was before, we're talking about a Southern New Orleans, coming straight from the ghetto, coming straight from the projects.
The ghetto.
Rapper. The young little boy wearing his pants down to his ankles, right? Rapping about the block was hot. To transitioning into a skate world. Like, I would have never put him there. But my point is, look how interesting this kid is.
Mm-hmm. Look how interesting.
So, yeah, they want to put more money behind him. I'll even go and play with Cardi B. Look how interesting she is.
Well, may I pause you? May I pause you for 1 second?
She has a lot of different things that she can tap into.
I'm a Cardi hater.
I'm not a Cardi hater.
I'm a Nicki fan.
I'm a big Nicki fan. I'm a Barb for all day. However, I like to give people their flowers and their props.
Sure.
The girl definitely is interesting enough for me to. I'm gonna click on anything because I don't know what she's gonna say.
Gotcha.
You know what I will give Cardi B her flowers for?
And she's herself. I like that about her.
Her independence, because everybody want to say, "Oh, Cardi, she was just a viral stripper that changed the game and just switched her lane." Niggas don't know that Cardi B funded the Bodak Yellow campaign. Niggas don't know that Cardi B funded the Bodak Yellow campaign. It's the reason why that shit is millions. The reason why it's platinum. That video is shots in Dubai. It's shots in America. It's shots at the club. It's shots in her hood. She put that all together.
Also, you can't be mad at someone for really taking these shots, though.
That's another thing.
Cardi was stripping, but not for nothing. People probably don't even know this about me. I used to watch Love and Hip Hop faithfully, right? I mean, clearly, I probably know that about me. But what I used to do after I watched Love and Hip Hop, Bible. I would go to YouTube and look at Mariah Lynn's videos and look at Cardi B's videos and look at Young B. Because I really wanted to know about these girls. You know, like you saying that they are the talent. So I want to know what they're putting out.
Sure.
Cardi B, I don't know if it's still on YouTube or not, because this is back when she probably released this before.
Talking about like Red Bars.
Yeah,
Cardi.
she probably released this before she was
put me
even
on the red bottom. Yeah.
On Love and Hip Hop. But she got a song called Cheap Ass Weave. And it's filmed on Dykeman. It's just like, it got a lot of punchlines. It's funny. And you can see the making, you know what I mean? And you can see the rawness. And I still see that person and who I see today. So that's why I say I fuck with Cardi. Sure. Let alone, shout out to X. You know, she's from the X. So I gotta stand up for that. But that's why I fuck with her.
Okay.
She really is talented. You really could see that the girl was really writing. Yeah, she probably had a couple of powerful more writers behind her. Yeah, the production got heavier. But that's really what she wanted to do.
That's what happens.
She really... stepped off of the stage and stepped onto another one. I'm never gonna hate on
And
that.
Cardi never presented herself as I feel like an artist. She's
Shout
an
out to Mariah
entertainer.
Lynn too, though. She got bars.
So to wrap up the concept of artists who have
Young
had
B too. Shout out to Young B too,
years,
because she got bars too.
20-year runs, and as it applies to Lil Wayne, again, going back to the album, putting out full bodies, a full album, a full body of work. We were talking about T.I. last week, and I started thinking about this just a couple days ago. T.I. put out an album, Libra, in 2020. So I think that makes him a bit more, slightly more of the type of artist. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing T.I. to Wayne. I'm not going for that sort of debate. But I am saying that he is providing us with music, and Wayne has fell short. Now, what I think Wayne dropped in
2018.
I just need to
I'm
know
talking
how
about 2020.
fell short. Wayne was just on one of the biggest records.
That's fine. He didn't put out an album. And I want to really make a point of saying, artists don't put out albums that are classics. And I think
Libra
that's
a classic?
No. That's not my point. My point is he put out an album. Lil Wayne, he hasn't. So I'm moving. I want you to keep up with where I'm going with this. Lil Wayne has not put an album out in 2020 or 2021. He had a great couple features or feature on the Cali album, but look, T.I. gave us something to work with. The silly put.
When was the last time that he gave us something?
And then in addition to that, where I'm going with this is, I want these artists, these current day artists, to not be single artists. I don't want you to give me a bunch of singles. I want you to give me an entire body of work.
That's not their fault.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's our fault.
Why?
Not y'all. Me. My generation.
Why?
We don't bump albums.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start putting a mandate on.
We bump EPs. We bump singles. Rap. The shelf life of a rap song is like 2 weeks.
The reality is, this is only just like everything else, going back in a circle. Because if you think about 90s, right? I'm thinking about when I was a kid. There was a time where there was nothing but EP. Like a lot of bad boy records
mixtape.
Three records.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? But 3 records.
But Sade, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac, Snoop have been artists that we recognize as legendary because of their bodies of work, not because they're single artists. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm putting a demand on the game that I don't care how much great singles artists are able to come up with, and I'm willing to purchase, and I'm streaming you, and I'm supporting your business, your operation. I still am asking artists to put out more than singles.
Well, how many artists you think in the game that could do that? I don't.
I think that's my point.
Right now,
that's my point.
I'm tune out.
The reason why I'm gonna hit the debate button is you actually brought up an artist that I feel like is so relevant into actually what we just spoke about. Snoop Dogg. Give me 10 Snoop Dogg songs consecutively right now.
So I was never listening to Snoop Dogg outside of the radio, but I recognize that his ability to produce album after album, which people tapped into. I never said I tapped in his albums, did I?
However,
did I ever say that I was listening to his albums?
And the beautiful part about this is Snoop Dogg is actually an artist where if you know anything about Snoop Dogg, especially if you were not like a Snoop Dogg fan, if you like a hardcore fan, if you just like Snoop Dogg, then you know that he is actually very comparable to Lil Wayne, because a lot of his most fundamentally fucking remembered records are actually
you got it.
You can
have it. She can have it. I want her to have it. I'm actually giving it to you. I'm just asking artists to put out full bodies of work. Don't talk to me about single artists.
I love the West Coast simply because of him and Nate Dogg. But shout out to Chris Breezy, because the last album he dropped was about 38.
That was sick.
41.
That was unprecedented. Like I'd never seen an artist do that before.
Yeah. And also, I want y'all to know that YSL is about maybe 17 tracks long. Just want you to know that. A lot longer than the Khaled album that you were studying.
You told me that you are going to get to the Khaled album once you put down YSL.
I just want you, because I can't put it down.
You can't.
Because that's how many songs.
I really
well,
feel like
I'll just be perfectly honest.
You can't compare them two albums.
I'll be perfectly honest.
Why?
I say why because I'm not going to. No disrespect to YSL. No disrespect to Thugger and his camp.
Talk about it.
Their music is not timeless. It's fire for right now. It's fire for the next maybe 5 years.
Do you think that there's anything on this last Khaled album that's timeless?
Yes, the track with Justin Timberlake.
The track with Justin Timberlake.
Fire.
The track.
I wish we could cue that right now.
The track with Nas and Jay-Z.
Fire.
He got a track. I would even say the intro is a timeless thing because it just sets the tone for it.
Y'all hearing it here first. Y'all better go tap into that Khaled album.
That Khaled album, bro.
DJ Khaled, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? Khaled. I fuck with it. I think it's a great body of work.
I'm gonna go home.
I think it's an absolute strong
he don't
effort.
fail to deliver good music. It's nothing that I feel like he ever put out that was just kind of like damn, I'm about to come real crazy on live, bro. That Slime Language album is microwave music.
Okay, so I'm actually looking up because I like to speak facts at all times. And there was a point, I'm going to tell you what happened. And I want you to comment on this. I want to give the exact lyrics, so deal with me for this moment. But I was listening to Drake's verse.
On
Solid?
YSL?
Yeah. And
great verse, right? By the way,
for sure, vibed all the way out.
Thank you, Drake.
Drake never disappoints. But in terms of, there was a lyric, and forgive me for not being specific, but he had said something like, "I'm trying not to sell my soul." Click, putting my phone down. Don't want to put that in my spirit. Don't need to hear that. Like, what are we talking about now? Why are we talking about our souls and selling them? Like, why is it this like a 13-year-old is going to hear that and contemplate selling their soul? You know, someone asked me the other day to try crack. Girl, I said to my, and I was waiting. I was like, when is the perfect time
to play by play? No, take us back. Take us back.
So crack. Let's just stop right there.
Where were you?
Crack.
What happened?
So
how did he introduce it to you, or she?
So it was a guy.
Okay.
What?
I always looked at this guy like somebody like I know, like, you know, maybe a family member who deals with mental illness. And I'm always like, you know, here's $1. Here's, you know, people bless him. So I was like, let me just let him know, like, I see him even, you know, he just looked like he's struggling. I don't know. Maybe people don't give to the destitute and the poor and the impoverished. But if I see someone that my soul and my spirit connects with, I always try to give him whatever I have on me, right? I'm not going to the ATM, but if I have it, I'll give it to him. Respectfully. I was getting ready to give it to him. And I was walking down the street, and he was caught up to me. Well, I'm about to give it to him, and we're walking and talking. And he was like, "Did you want to try this crack?" That has nothing to do with my point. The point is your soul. Your soul.
I've been there before.
The soul.
You was in New York with it?
You've been where?
You was in New York, right?
Yes, just now.
The
Bronx.
Exact situation.
Someone asked you to try crack? They had possession of crack?
He was selling it.
No.
No.
I see the nigga. I'm thinking like, all right, you know, I'm reaching my pocket. Maybe I got $1 for him.
Right.
When I get up to him, he's in beg. He said, "Yo, got the best crack in the world. Give you $20. Give me $20. I'll give it to you. Give me $20. The best crack in the world. The crack of the century.
The crack of the century." No, wait, I wasn't ready. But can you imagine the fact that someone has crack and they're 6 inches away, or they're like right there?
Yeah.
Like that's mind-boggling.
Crack is accessible.
That's my point. It's really accessible. It's really accessible. And I had no idea. Can you imagine that moment, that lapse of judgment, if I would have ever been like, sure, wait. So wait, wait.
Let's do it. I'll take 2.
They come in twos. Wait, I'm so low.
They come in twos. They come in doubles. No, but the point is the soul.
What?
The soul shall not be compromised. And right now, it's looking like people deal with demons and things, and they talk about. I mean, Doug talks about it. He said, "I'm not gonna sell my soul. I'm not gonna deal with the devil today." Like, I wish I could pick up the exact lyric.
I don't know if that's.
I'm gonna try to find a lyric.
I don't, cause I noticed that a lot too, and it rubs me the wrong way. Cause I feel like I'm not like a really like person, but I'm spiritual.
Sure.
I believe in like the fear of God. I believe in like I don't fear nobody that can hurt my flesh, but that can hurt my soul. Because the soul lives on. Now,
sure,
I hear that stuff. I don't know if it's controversy. I don't know if they're trying to just say it's just like.
What are they saying though?
They might be crying out because I feel like these people at the top of the industry.
They might be crying.
He never really realized what they going. Mac Miller's commit suicide.
I just feel
and
like
he was all time favorite for so many people.
Pardon me, I'm a little still stunned by the crack conversation. I really, truly am.
$20. Crack of the century.
However, if I just want to chime in on this right here, this is the part of art that I don't like to really speak on too much because I feel like that's their lane, that's their walk, that's their story, that's their history, that's whatever they've been through, that's whatever demon they fought, that's whatever God they know, that's whatever belief system that they believe in, and you can't test that, you can't question that, you can't say whether the path that man walked down was right or wrong for him. You should worry about your path. So when I hear people say that, honestly, it's so funny because as a listener, you start to, it's like just learning how to have better communication because you start to hear yourself speak and then want to ask, well, what did you hear? You know what I mean? And when I hear stuff like that, sometimes it just really, it taps me more, and maybe that's why I like Thugger. Maybe because I know he been through some shit. Maybe I know he been to a place where he felt like he was about to sell his soul, but clearly because of the position that he's in right now, we can see that he's living a testament that he didn't. You know what I mean? Whatever was that devil that tried to shake him or entice him or encourage him to do something that was not God-like or that wasn't a testament to who he was.
The devil is the game.
Let that shit.
But let me also,
whatever it is that he's talking about.
But I mean this solely based on.
I don't get disturbed when I hear that.
I do because I'm allowing that into my mind. Music is very spiritual for me. For whoever wants to, talk about music and how it applies to their day-to-day, music is an opportunity for me to communicate really with self. I'm listening to it, I'm picking it up, I'm feeding it. It's feeding me. It's pouring into me like a minister. And so if I'm allowing you to talk about selling your soul, you're on the brink of selling your soul, what am I really saying to myself?
But I feel like you just sound like a judger right now.
No. What I'm saying is I have to be careful. And I'm in me being careful, I'm curious to know. Energy. Absolutely. Exactly. And so if I'm protecting my energy and I'm being careful, then what is the point of that for him? You're saying he's just telling his story.
If you let him say it and it goes into you and you let it be okay, then that's what you're saying.
Absolutely. I'm very careful with movies, film, TV, music. It's all
influenced by music?
No, I'm saying that I attach myself to things that actually are quality vibrations, things that make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense, I'm going to discard it. Now,
so do you know all the lyrics to Pop That? You do. So I just, because this sounds like the biggest contradiction in the world. I'm just saying, like, I don't know where she's going with this because we listen to drill, we listen to Cardi B, we listen to Wet Ass Pussy. That don't mean that I'm gonna be,
I'm gonna talk about
eluding wet ass pussy when I walk down the street.
You are a fully, you're past. As a grown woman, you still have some ways to go in and come to your identity. But I think what Kenya's trying to say, you could agree or disagree. Person my age, or person younger, a majority of Cardi B's fans is little girls.
Jesus.
So,
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I actually have been listening to Cardi B's record on Cali on repeat. I actually like the energy.
It got a different effect It got a different effect from when you hear it. You hear "Sell My Soul" as a bad energy.
Sure.
Someone who has no education or no exposure to something like that may hear it and be like,
that might be a good idea.
I understand what you mean when you say that.
It's cool. I mean,
at the end of the day, I also feel like we're actually about to embark into a conversation on artist responsibility. And I feel like at that point, it's really not the artist's responsibility. If you're an artist and you're creating whatever it is that you want to create, you're telling your story, you're telling your sound, where are their parents? That's such a shame that you guys are saying that most of Cardi B's fans are children. When I was a child, I knew that if I sang my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, my teeth probably would have been missing. So yes, I listened to it, but I didn't recite it. Now, if you are sitting in the car doing memes and what is that, TikToks with your daughter to WAP, then maybe you don't understand life, or maybe you are trying to give them that message. I think that as an artist, that's not. You're telling your story. You're telling your message. You are trying to bleed to the people. You're giving people an insight into who you are, and you're trying to get them to get to know you, right? I don't think that a child should be doing that, period.
I mean, there's a responsibility that the music possesses. And if you want to acknowledge it, you don't have to. You don't have to acknowledge it. But there is a responsibility that music possesses and artists possess. Now, whether they're willing to step up to the plate and provide, any sort of backstory and be able to help us better understand them, then I guess we have to take them with a grain of salt, right? Like you said, just take it and run, take it or leave it. No? But it's still a responsibility because the platform has been transcending beyond Instagram Live of 10 people. They're touching worldwide, global, they're touching millions of ears.
But you are the same person that will be.
Yeah, but I'm also not talking about.
But if WAP came on, so this is what I'm confused. You will be jumping off the couch.
No. Maybe pop that. Definitely not a WAP. You've never seen me jump off the couch for a WAP.
I don't think it matters if she does that, though.
Don't ever align me to a WAP.
It doesn't
don't
matter
do
if she
it.
does
Don't
that.
do me.
Her main point,
bro.
The major difference is that she has her own identity. And she might hear a song and it might change the way you think about something, but it's like, number one, I agree with you. We're saying that artists have responsibility. But number two, I agree with you in saying that an artist should never have to. An artist should be able to put out whatever they want to put out. Yeah. However they want to express themselves.
Sure, it's up to me to listen to it. Absolutely.
It's up to you to listen to it, but it's up to the parents to not do shit like that. I seen this. Ariana Grande got a song. It's like I think it's 34, 35, but some of the lyrics is like, baby, I don't need a seatbelt when I ride it. It's a TikTok dance with several young mothers doing a dance with their daughter. I'm smacking my baby mother. Respectfully. Both y'all gotta get your ass whooped.
I don't even know.
Why you got my daughter dancing to some shit like that? Why do you have my daughter doing a TikTok dance talking about some she don't need no seatbelt when she ride it? Ride what?
Ride what? You see, as a man, that's all you hear.
You got me fucked up.
As a man, that's all you hear. But for
ride
me,
what?
One of the biggest TikToks that
Good
I
question.
see a problem with people doing it with their kids. I actually don't know whose record is this, but it's that Draco.
I knew you was going with
that. I saw that.
Because to me, I'm like, it's so many.
That's Soulja Boy.
I like the record, but like the kid, why y'all got him Draco? You know what? Why it reminds me of growing up. We all had Barbies or what is that other thing called? G.I. Joes, right? Mm-hmm. So either you had, if you was a girl, you had Barbies, or if you was a boy, you had G.I. Joes or Hot Wheels. But if you was a girl, you had like Polly Pocket or you had Nerf, right? Nerf guns. So I grew up in a household where, like, of course, my dad bought my brother all the Nerf guns in the world, Mm-hmm. But then my grandmother would come over and be like, guns are bad. You know what I mean? So it was so confusing because then that's when PlayStation came out. So we were playing like Doom on the game. Mm-hmm. But then my grandmother was like, it promotes violence. I remember when
it promotes
Grand Theft Auto
violence
first came out. It's about everything in the world is good or bad.
Okay.
Everything in the world is good or bad. But it's about what you explain to your children. You're not doing your job if you're not breaking it down.
Sure.
Facts.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna say Cardi B, Megan,
sure.
Juicy J, Jay-Z, NWA. No, I'm not gonna say any of those people was wrong. Because you know why? When I grew up, I didn't even know Ice Cube was a goddamn rapper. I'm telling y'all the truth. I thought he was an actor. I thought he was an actor. I didn't even know who NWA was.
I thought he was married to a white woman. Honestly, that's all I knew.
In the late 80s.
Can I say something about what you just said?
I seen him in Boys to Men. I never heard NWA before. Right. And also when I was growing up, like my mom didn't. The most erotic song you probably heard coming out of my house was a Mary J. Blige song. Because my dad was not going for that.
You said that your mother was a DMX fan. And
she was, but I was older as DMX came out.
Let me say something about what you just said, though. When you were saying that,
my dad was an Onyx fan. My dad was a Wu-Tang fan.
No artist
is
really...
home, there was probably like 30 more minutes of that being played.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It wasn't an all-day thing.
So they really monitored.
I couldn't even watch PG-13 movies, guys.
They
was on it.
12.
So let me. I want you to go ahead and say what you want to say, because I really want to piggyback off the thought of parenting, parental advisory.
I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna just say this, because the way I was raised, it allows me to see. Yes, as an adult, I can pick and choose what I want to understand and be a part of, or sit down and listen. But I never felt like these people were
discernment.
Yeah, like it's just different, because I grew up knowing that I had a certain time to be there. You know what I mean? Like, even when I'm gonna just end the conversation here, I was listening to Mary J. Blige All Night Long, the remix, right? Doom, 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 doom. And I said, come into my bedroom, honey. What I got will make you spend money. My mother said, if your father hear you singing that, you better count your ass for grass.
Count your days.
And then I just stopped, and maybe I was like 11. I didn't understand what she was talking about till I was like 16.
Sure.
But
let me ask you my question.
It stayed in my mind. And
go ahead.
Let me ask you my question.
You know what I mean?
You think artists that make it out the hood should still rap about hood shit?
I think that if that's all, we don't know how much they really seen. Like when I watch, I know this makes no sense, but I watch like ID, right? The ID channel. My cousin, she watches that shit. So I'm now into that. And what I'm realizing about this world is there are people that we walk right next to that can't read.
Jesus.
There are people that we walk next to that can't write. There are people that we walk next to that really want to rape someone or harm someone. You don't know. What I realize is we think that you're like me because we're thinking in our brain. You know what I mean? But you don't really realize that the person right next to you, you really don't know their turn-offs, their turn-ons, what they're in. You don't know their biggest influence.
If an artist make it out the hood, should they still rap about hood shit?
I was going to say, what was your question again?
Because you don't know to the depths of what they seen.
So, okay, all right. So
maybe
going
that's
back to the concept, let me say this. Propaganda does not just apply to politicians. It applies to artists who are looking to make a dollar. They're looking to sell. They're looking to buy you. They're looking for you to. They're looking to score you. They're looking to take you. These artists are looking to get your soul, but most importantly, your dollar.
No, I don't think the artist's doing that.
No, I'm telling you, but
they trying to get paid.
No. Let's be clear. People know what they sign up for. If I was to go and do something that's illegal, I know what I'm signing up for. Yeah. There has been conversations had, and I wish, again, I like to talk based on facts, but there's been conversations had about record labels and people who are in positions of power who can employ artists that can give them deals or opportunities, who want to infiltrate the hood with such violent music, and they want to exploit and they want to make this energy. They want to concentrate this violent energy into impoverished communities.
Yes,
that, my friend, is what we're trying to walk away from. And don't get me wrong, if these artists want to sell violent music, let's just make sure that our communities are not brought to a lower credit score, brought to a lower level of existence, brought to, you know what I mean? That they're not stagnated by this energy.
They got to be delivered in a specific way, because it can't be on. It is the truth, and they, bro. Every artist, you think these artists is still shooting niggas, bro?
I'm not saying that, but you think that they're not?
Yo, the point is the music. The music.
If I'm an artist,
the music is powerful.
If I'm an artist, I'm a leader.
Let's talk about leadership. Period.
If I'm Lil Durk, I'm the voice of the streets. I'm the voice of the streets.
Let's tap into that. Before y'all go anywhere else, I had a whole argument with somebody that they feel like Meek, because
Meek is definitely the voice of the streets. I don't think Durk the
Meek Mill fan by any means.
What?
However,
I like Meek.
I think that Meek Mills is definitely the voice of the streets.
I don't think Durk is, because I don't think Durk has any progression when it comes to his delivery.
However, I have people saying that Meek soul is selling out.
What?
Meek is doing this, and I'm like, how? He's the perfect pinnacle child to show them. You come from this, and they want you to stay like this.
But
and
you
gotta
go
elevate,
here.
and you could go here.
Meek doing it right.
I mean, he
And
talked
some
about
people,
but
it's funny that you two are saying this, but some people feel like he's a sellout. You know why? Because
Why
those
is he a
same,
sellout?
but you know why? Because those same people, they at the end
Them
of the
same
day,
people
in this,
still live in the
this
hood.
world, it's not even that they live in a hood. We have people that live in multi-million-dollar establishment but still live like they don't. It's not about where you live or your zip code. It's about
the
your
mindset.
mind.
And the
That's
mind,
where it is. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
So if you have a frame of mind to want to take something from somebody, you're gonna always do that. Whether you a banker, whether you a high paid label maker, whether you in the fat, you're gonna always do that because that's what you know.
But let's be clear. There is a pointedness, a directedness, a point of Meek's storyline that I think we all have attached ourselves to, which is started from the bottom, came from broken home, broken spirit, broken will, broken experience, saw death at every turn. This is hell.
Did y'all bump
But let's be
championships
clear.
top to bottom?
What'd you say?
Did you bump championships top to bottom?
but I know
for the
way
most
more
part,
of
the point is, he went from
album than I
hell
should.
to heaven. He went from
Okay.
nightmares to dreams. He went from broke to paid. He went from in a bad position. I'm in prison. I'm dealing with probation.
And
I'm
so
dealing
did
with a
Nas,
black judge
and
who
so
wants to
did
put me
Jay.
under the jail. And now guess what?
And so
I'm
did
out and I have
Big,
billionaire
and so did
friends.
Pac.
Well, you talked about not interrupting each other. So as
Jay-Z
I'm
and Pac
saying,
both had the responsibility.
as I'm describing his storyline, we've all attached ourselves to his win. Have we not?
Facts.
So if we're talking about what he contributes and how people are saying he's selling, he's obviously selling something other than being broke. He's selling his success, and his success looks a lot different
He's
up
selling
close.
growth.
No, but the growth. But I'm saying it
selling
looks a
growth.
lot different up close to him in the Khaled record he has with her, where he's basically like, I could be here. I could be in the middle of the hood. I can continue to deal with all of the things that, give me anxiety or cause me, to be nervous.
Or send him back to jail.
There you go. Or I can make sure that my mother doesn't have to grieve.
Facts. Now, I asked you if y'all bump championship top to bottom because what you were saying before, how you never understand what an artist is going through, how long their story is. It's a couple records on there. I'm going to talk about Trauma.
Trauma.
I'm going to talk about 100 Summers.
Love Trauma.
Trauma, he takes us on a walkthrough. The pain, the street shit, different things that he's involved in. He didn't romanticize it not once. That's not Back in Blood. It's a difference. 100 Summers, he talking about when it get hot outside. He just trying to ball. Nigga start shooting. That's not. It's a ways to deliver your pain and to express the things that you go through.
Sure.
The labels are taking advantage of the artist's stories, and they're letting them romanticize it, glorify it, and push it back into the streets, just pushing the same narrative.
It back.
Cause I'm me and my mans,
Pushing it back.
we started doing parties. We put together a party. We had the second one last night. Niggas come up, they all strapped. We're like, bro, y'all can't come in here with them. Like,
it's not going down.
It's not that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, we gotta protect ourselves. We we understand that. That's why everybody else who came in before you didn't have it. We get that you gangster, but it's not that, bro. It's not that. These niggas.
Shout out to those establishments.
These niggas, yeah, bro. These niggas. It's sad to me that other black men gotta walk around strapped up because they fear the other black man next to them. Why are we at war with each other still? And that's what Meek is doing. Meek is pushing a narrative to stop going to war with each other, to get money, to build together, and to grow.
I mean, I think to bring it full circle with when it comes to new drops, I think Khaled did a really good job. And for those who have listened, who are kind of like half sold on it, I think that it's going to grow on you. I think that Khaled stretched himself. There's a track on there with her and Migos, and it sounds very Caribbean for my Caribbean folks that are tapped in. But yeah, so I think that it's about stretching yourself. I think it's about putting yourself in a position where you might be a bit uncomfortable, or you may be doing things that are not your usual protocol. You got you got to be willing to throw some paint on the canvas that don't even look like what the next person is doing, or whatever what you're used to doing, and making that look like glory. And knowing that it's glory.
Let's get into why y'all brought me here today, though.
So yes,
please. Because I'm ready to debate. Please, take me there. What's up?
And our transition, it would be right into men versus women. And men versus women in the most respectful tone.
I'm the man today.
I think Whitney introduced a really great conversation when she said men versus women, because when we think about men versus women, it can go any direction. It could go men versus women in love, men versus women in the bedroom, men versus women in the ballroom, men versus women in any facet or any sort of comparison. So, what was your inspiration bringing that topic up?
I didn't have any real inspiration, but you know what? I did see a post today that it was so confusing. It was like one of those double-sided posts, and it was this guy saying, oh, you know, fellas, if you didn't Cash App her this week, then you could forget about that date, or forget about how she's doing, or you forget about whatever he was saying. Then the guy on the other side of the screen was like, so wait, if she ain't my mama, she ain't my this, she ain't my that. And I just was like, damn, y'all so stupid. Like, sometimes I look at men and it's like so many different rules, or so many different views on how they view a woman, on what they should do for a woman, or what they shouldn't do for a woman. And these are the same people that always have all of these conversations to offer, is either not with someone in a real relationship, or can't even keep a steady relationship. But it makes me question, right? The real thing it makes me question is, as a female, I was never taught to do something specific to a man other than respect, love, and cherish him for being someone that was respectable, you know what I mean, loving, and honorable to me. So when I see all of this, like, back and forth about how you should do a nigga, or how you should do a bitch, or how you should do a man, and how you should do a female, it's just, like, so disturbing, because I feel like I don't care if it's a man, a woman, a dog, a squirrel, what energy you coming to me on, I'm like, I want to come to you with that energy, period. And I always want to treat you superior, because I believe in leaving something better than how I've even found it. But
sure. I like that.
I'm really never trying to sneak someone. That's not in my nature.
Sure.
So I'm always leading with, like, the best foot. You know, the best foot to I want to make you look better, King. Do this like this. You know what I mean? Or I want you to do things like this. Look, suggest this. Maybe you should do this different. Sure. But I feel like people don't respect my honesty. So I think that a lot of people are lacking honesty.
Yeah, and we're gonna tap into that. We're gonna delve and plunge into honest conversation right now. And I saw something recently on Instagram, and it made me be like, let's be clear. Men have penises and women have vaginas. So let's just start there. All right. And I thought that it was so incredible, this short video I saw on Instagram, and the woman said, and I guess she was advocating for men. She said, ladies, I want you to be clear. You think that you're serving pussy. You think that you have so much going on between your legs, and you think that it's so royal. You think it's so amazing. What about a man? What about how he feels about his dick? What if he thinks he's serving you the creme de la creme, and he deserves to be recognized as royalty or as a royal experience when he's giving you the best of him? Okay, great. So I want you to give me the best of you, because I'm going to give you the best of me. And Mama Dina said, fair exchange is no robbery, right? So my concern is, when will we officially be able to distinguish that a man has a penis and he's entering a woman? He has access to a woman. So that means, I mean, unless you want to have, what did Commodore say? Susie? What was the man-made Susie? So unless you have a man-made Susie, you don't feel like you're being that the glory is in between the legs? You really feel like your penis is the glory?
You see here,
because I really want to get to the nitty gritty, the essence of this.
Both of y'all topics, both of y'all, from the same, led to this. It's not a doubt in my mind that my dick is gold.
It's not a doubt in my mind that you can mine diamonds out of my pussy.
In my mind that I nut rainbows. Right? That's number one. Number two. All right. What you just said, I never look at a woman as the glory, as...
How don't you? You came out of a vagina.
That's amazing. I love my mother. I'm going to buy her a house. No disrespect. What did you do for me?
So had you not entered her womb and had a canal to be birthed through, you would never have life. You would never experience the glory of life.
I'm going to buy her a house. That's my mother. Through the exchange of sex that my parents had.
So you don't recognize that the womb is an incredible place of creation. I will recognize
a woman as that when we have a child. But up until this point, if you can't help me build my business, if you can't help me push my honesty forward, if you ain't helping my psyche, if you're not at least some type of contribution or some benefit to my life, you the leech.
But that's like really on a girl's thought, because that's how we think.
And you should think like that, because if all a nigga could offer you is dick, why are you fucking with him? Bro, there's no one better than the other.
See, this is where I am. I do feel like there is one that's better than the other, but it has nothing to do on whether it's the male or the female. It has everything to do with that particular union and that entity. Mm-hmm. I do not feel that a man is more superior than a woman or a woman is more superior than a man. Yes, you have to come inside of me to get life, but also if he doesn't produce that, you ain't won't have life. I don't feel like that. But when I step up, when they say, it's your turn, you got to get in that ring, and I'm introducing, we going on that date, oh, you better believe I feel like I'm the fucking prize out of that Cracker Jack box. And nigga, you the box. Okay? Let's be very specific. You're the Cracker Jack box and I'm the prize.
And I don't want you if you don't feel like that.
Now,
I don't.
As a woman,
because what are you attracting? If you're with someone that doesn't have any sort of value on themselves.
As a woman, I also want that man that I'm with to feel like, Daddy, you don't win the biggest prize in the world. You know that, right? The energy is always going to be that way. We're always going to laugh. We're always going to joke. We're always going to have fun. I'm always respect you until I can't, until you show me otherwise, until you show me that I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I give everybody their flowers, they points straight up. You get 100,000 when I meet you.
Sure.
You're going to take that away. I'm not a person that builds up. You know, some people say, like, you got to prove to me. No, you don't got to prove to me nothing, because at the end of the day, tomorrow you might be somebody else. Tuesday you might be another motherfucker.
Facts.
Saturday you might be a different person.
Facts.
Saturday at 8 p.m. you might turn into a whole nother person. Right. I don't
Facts.
know.
Right.
And let me be clear about it, because I said, like, I won't look at a woman like that, but that doesn't mean I won't treat her like that. But me personally, any treatment that you get from me is just what I want to be reciprocated.
I mean, I've seen the way you treat your woman, Rico, and you treat her and you put her on a pedestal.
I do, because I want her to do that for me. Yeah. It's also another thing. It's also another thing where I feel like I'm one to manifest, and I'm one to, you know, like Travis Scott said he would be Travis Scott 10 years ago. Kanye West said he would be Kanye West 10 years ago. If I'm telling her every day, you know, babe, you could be a YouTube star, you know, babe, you could be a model, you could be this.
Absolutely.
If I don't treat her like that, why? If I'm not acting like it, anything I say don't mean shit. Y'all as women, I feel like women always say actions speak louder than words. Mm-hmm. So if I don't act on my emotions and I don't make you feel as though you are that, then why would I even expect you to do that for me?
That's true. But one of the biggest things I feel that I don't understand from men, not by anything that you said, but I remember I was having a conversation, and this is when I knew the game was rigged and it was fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I know there's going to take a strong soldier, a warrior, a guy with a lot of gumption to fuck with me, because I'm different. However.
Don't tell Whitney no.
Don't tell me no.
Don't tell Whitney no.
However.
I'm glad that you know that.
To my homeboy, right? And he's married. He was married for probably like 11 years at the time of this conversation. And he says to me, he's not fucking with his wife's father. And I'm like, why? He's like, yeah, because, he see me out with Shorty.
Father-in-law.
He seen me out with Shorty and he told.
What?
So I'm like, wait, what? He like, yeah, I mean, he seen me out with another girl. He told his daughter.
I'm all about keeping shit player, but that's my daughter, cuz you're not just.
So wait,
I watched y'all get married.
Like,
I walked my daughter down the aisle for your fuck ass.
This is why
you lucky I ain't pop on you when I seen it.
Bro, why would you think that he wasn't gonna do it? He said because he never did that before.
What do you mean
so
before?
I said, what you mean? He said, yeah, it's not the first time.
Wait,
I said,
what?
This is when I knew y'all men have a problem because the way I was raised, there's nothing that a guy could do to me that I feel like my father wouldn't take his head clean off his shoulders. No, I'm being dead serious right now. But I also seen my dad disrespect a woman. So I can't understand that, like, what's the word? Like, that catch-22. You know what I mean? It's so crazy how a man could sit here and say, or even I see some of my partners, some of my good fellas, some of my good boys post on their Instagram, oh, I'm giving her everything she wants, so a fuck boy don't have to do this. But it's like, you slide on your bitch, though.
Because we can know what to do. That don't mean we're going to do it.
That's wrong, though. You know why? Because
a lack of integrity.
I'm never trying to get over on you. If I want to get over you, I'm just not gonna fuck with you. I'm sorry, but I'm just not gonna fuck with you. And I would never raise my son or my daughter to get over on a person, whether that person was the same sex or not. Whether if I was raising a lesbian or a gay son, I'm not gonna raise them to do that to a person, period. But for a man to tell me that he wouldn't let his daughter date a man that is lesser out of his standard, but he would think that it's okay to disrespect his daughter's mom, that's when I know that men really came from Mars and women really came from Venus. So that's when I really realized that it's damned if we do, damned if we don't.
No, it sounds like it sounds like you're saying that you witnessed more men disrespecting women.
No, but I think they have that same accord.
She's saying she got
understand how
it's so many hypocritical niggas.
You see how he said it.
It's
he came out his mom's pussy. He'll respect his mom. He'll respect his daughter.
No, pause.
And maybe
I never established a lack of respect for the women in front of me.
But any other girl that maybe I'm dealing with this, she's not my mom.
Don't get it fucked up.
And I feel like
don't get it fucked up. Don't get it fucked up.
Say that. I'm fucking with your words right now.
You taking it there. Let me take
it there.
Let me take you to the right place.
Because there's viewers that believe
my mother deserves certain things because of. What did you do for me?
Don't put me in a category with your mom then.
Okay, so let me just bring it up.
Your mom then fuck your mom. I
feel like we have no real foundation on this conversation.
No, we do.
But hear me out. The foundation that I was raised upon, which I want to get to the point of how we're raised, like, you know, when he said how she, with her mindset, what her intention is based upon, what your intentions are based upon.
Thanks.
The mindset that I believe is fundamental is that men are providers by nature. Yes or no?
You talking about gender roles?
No, but I'm yes or no.
If we're gonna talk about that,
so is it that we were?
I had a great point about that.
But I just want to get a yes or no so that I can continue to roll on.
No.
Okay, so women should be providing for men?
No.
Okay, so
can I tell you?
No,
that's a serious topic.
No, because at the end of the day, you
gotta hear me though.
But no, hear me out.
Yeah,
you gotta hear me though.
No, but I want you to piggyback off what I'm going to say.
I'm trying to.
No, because I have a point that I want to make. I believe that men, as the head, my grandmother always taught me, you are the neck, you are the support. He is the head. If I recognize you as my leader, if I recognize you as my head, but you're expecting me to be the head, it's too many chefs in the kitchen. I can't even fully function on my role if I have to step up and perform in the capacity that you are supposed to do.
So now let me talk.
Okay.
I love my grandmother.
Sure.
I love your grandmother, just off respect.
Sure.
Our grandmothers couldn't get jobs. Our grandmothers was never able to get 6-figure jobs. Agreed.
No, but they were operating in their capacity as boss.
Talk to them. They was operating in their capacity. In this day, a woman could do exactly what the man do, if not more. If you making 7 figures and I'm making 5,
sure, I'm
not providing nothing for you. So I'm staying at the crib and I'm cooking. Okay, I'm taking care of the kids.
So going back to gender roles, you're okay with not
I'm perfectly fine with that,
being the breadwinner.
Well, I mean,
it would never bruise your ego for me to make more money than you.
This not the lane I'm in. I'm a different type of nigga. I want to provide for my lady, but if she wants to provide back, I'm gonna let her. You know what I'm saying?
So if she makes 6 figures and you make $45,000 a year, and she's after taxes, she's bringing in 105. Yeah, that's not gonna make you feel some sort of way. No. In your conscious, in your subconscious mind, you're not gonna be like, I'm not fully operating.
Why?
If the opposite
because I'm expected
around,
to. Because my grandmother said I should be doing it.
And the man can make 105. Why would I don't feel like he's superior. I feel like, yes, baby, you a good team player.
You feel me?
Let me get my shit up so I could be at 85.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm gonna be like Oliver's Twist. Like, can I have some more porridge?
What you talking about operating at the capacity? If a woman could do more for herself, like, let's talk about one thing. The pressure that was on the gender role of a male he not only got to provide for himself, but he got to provide for you and his kids. Now, women have the opportunity and the capacity to do the same, if not more. Why is any side expected to do it then? You know what I'm saying? Y'all were raised different. I was raised different. My father is a provider. My father, I never, unless my mom took his wallet and threw it out the window, he's not gonna let her do it.
Before you go ahead,
sure.
I'm just gonna jump in here because we got 3 minutes left. I was raised with a hell of a provider.
I'll give you some more time.
I was raised with a hell of a provider as a dad, and he always did what he needed to do, and way, 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 way more. Not only for our nucleus, which was our household, but for what was in our household and outside of that. My cousins, my grandma, my aunt, whoever needed anything, he was that guy. But my mom never taught me to be like this. My mother always taught me that you should never ask somebody for something that you can't get for yourself. My mother always told me that you should show up and be the most positive light that you can be for yourself, because who else is going to be that for you? So I say that to say, when I show up in my good Gucci and my good Chanel, my good Louis Vuitton, whatever it is, you better receive that, sir. Because I did all of that for me. Mm-hmm. So if me and you is not going to be able to do this together, I don't know what we can do.
That's cool.
We can do we can go do other things, but I don't know how much we can do. Sure. Now, I'm not saying that I can't date a guy that can't do those things, because I'd be lying to you. I've dated a broke nigga more than once. It's not about that. It's about that energy and that person that they present themselves to you. Mm-hmm. You don't know what somebody is going through or what part of their journey they're on when you meet them. Period. Yeah. And I only say that because I know where I've been in life. Somebody just told me the other day, yo, you've been through you should be dead. And I looked at them and I thought of it like a real compliment, because I said, yo, really, I've been through a lot of shit in my life. But people might know different Whitneys. There may be people that love me. There's a lot of people that hate me. There's a lot of people that don't understand me. Sure. And there's a lot of people that are like afraid. They don't know how to approach me. But it's because maybe when you met me, you didn't get 100% of Whitney, because I was going through this or I was going through that. Mm-hmm. You don't know what I'm going through, but I'm still trying to live life and present myself as a normal human being for you and for you. Yeah. No matter what relationship that's on, whether it's a work relationship, friendship, girlfriend, boy, whatever it is, teacher, whatever it is. So I feel like people should be less judgmental, learn how to mind their business unless they're willing to lend something that's positive to the situation, and be forgiving.
Well, I think when it comes to relationship, I think that steel sharpens steel always. If you are in a union with someone who brings out the best in you and you bring out the best in them, we don't have to quantify it. We don't have to worry about saying, well, it's a 45K year, it was 105K year. No, we know that if we're optimizing, if we're performing at optimal speed and optimal potential, but based on this union and based on how we're really like invigorating one another, how we're inspiring one another, we're going to get there. Now, I happen to see a couple. No, but I happen to see a couple.
You got time. I ran it back again.
I happen to see a couple who have a lot of love in my neighborhood, and I just, I people watch, and they look blissfully in love, and the man looks like he's not doing well, and the woman look like she's not doing well. Who wants to be in that union? But the love is there.
That's their dynamic.
But their love is overflowing. They're always holding hands. You don't see one without the other.
Because love is not monetary, and that brings.
But what about sharpening who you are?
What does money have to do with that?
So you'd rather have love than to have success?
What's success? Success to you
it's legacy.
Success is a personal thing.
Okay, so
somebody's like
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that because I listened to someone once say and it changed my life. I saw a child, I saw a mother, and I saw a grandmother, and the person said 3 generations of nothingness.
2.
I heard them say after we witnessed the child, the mother, and the grandmother, they said that's 3 generations of nothingness. How are you going to tell me love is more important than generational, how we progress? I don't anticipate my mother to look at me as a nothing. I anticipate her looking at me like my daughter's going to go further. And who I'm coupled with, who my unionship is with, is only going to either cause me to be here or it's only going to cause me to skyrocket. And then guess what? When I have the next generation, they're going to have that same monkey on their back to go forward.
You want to make it easier for the next generation.
I want to change the face of my future generations. Absolutely.
And
I do.
That's respectable, but how much money you got when you die?
So what about the way we see ourselves?
How much money do you
in
have
the next
when you
60
die?
years, 100 years?
What
What about the identity? You started that.
No,
but okay, so we talking about money or we talking about identity? Because you
We
mentioned
talking about
identity.
success.
No, we're talking about
success
based on identity, not based on monetization. So you're telling me you're not interested in your success looking a certain way, not about the way you're able to cash out.
Fuck?
Okay, for yourself though.
I'm telling my kids, yo, you ate today? Bet. You played outside? Did you have fun? Did you learn something today?
Did you love every experience?
Who gives a fuck?
So you
bro?
want them to be average students?
Would you see average students? That don't mean
You're not
that
going
to
to
me.
tell them you are capable of an A.
If they
when you give me C's, I know that that's not the best of you because I know you're capable of an A.
Who said that? Who said the A? Listen.
That's not how you're going to talk to your children.
This is where people get it fucked up. Society is a construct. Love
I'm having
is
technical
original.
difficulties with my face. I'm sorry.
Society is a construct. Success is a construct. Love is an emotion that has been there since the beginning of time.
So what about identifying your child or within yourself or within your team, within your squad, knowing that we can push forward, that there's better out there in terms of what we're capable of producing?
Is one thing, but we talking about relationships and love.
And pushing one another, and that union being able to say, "Hold on, babe, you woke up at noon today, and if you would have woke up at 8, that was 4 hours where you could have got some things." Okay, I'm not gonna talk to you about love and relationship because you're not gonna.
You don't
God,
follow. Girl, and that's
I
what
have with you
saying like God and
you building a relationship.
No, I'm coming through like I'm gonna be with someone that pushes me, that inspires me.
And that's why I said the success is objective to you.
But every single person, your neighbor, whether you're friends with them, whether that's your family member, they're gonna have a different outlook on what their version of happiness and success is. Bro. Period.
Exactly, and
people should respect that.
You are incredibly entitled to your version of success, and everything you said to me, I agree with because I'm on the same timing as you. But what I'm saying is that some people are okay. Your version of mediocre, that's C+. You know what I'm saying? Like I was an A+ nigga. Like I graduated with 4.25 AP classes and all, but it was kids in my class. Their parents was happy that they got a C+ because they growing up they failed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thank you for the fact that you're able to acknowledge what I'm saying and at the same time say that there are other walks of life.
With you.
But I'll never forget.
I'm on a generational wealth type of vibe.
No, but I went to private school, and that was the thing that my mother did give me. I didn't have designer anything growing up. My mother said, your cousins have Jordan, your cousins have fancy things, but they don't have prominent education. So I'm going to offer you this. And when she said that to me, I took it, right? I didn't have any more qualms with her. And I'll never forget when she said to me, your classmate, Danielle, her sister struggles in school, a white family. and her parent is spending probably $500 or more per month to give her that extra help to help her where she's having a learning disability or a learning deficit, or she's struggling, is some sort of problem with her grasping concepts, we're going to make sure that she gets there so that when it's time for her to graduate, she actually graduates with, she's ready for the world. She's not just walking away with a piece of paper that does her no justice. That's what I'm talking about. Investing in family, investing in your relationship, knowing that there are some core values that go into one another, that we pour into one another, that are going to help us in 5 years from now. You know, people say, what is your 5-year plan? What is your 5-year goal?
Well, I hope you guys
can we do this next week?
Tap in, yeah, we can
do this next week.
Tell that to her next week. Tell her your 5-year plan next week. She will be here to ask that question for sure. But we ran out of time today, and I just want to thank you guys for signing in to the Curators Club, tapping in with us, being here with us, showing us some love on the live, on the YouTube, on the IG, taking it out. Bye.